Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how I made these overalls. Actually, I'm going to show you how I made a pair that's very similar to these overalls because I already made these. I can't show you how I made these, I already did. It really seems to like them, so let's get started. So for fabric, I have a really light cotton. This is really cheap, really easy to use, probably the best fabric I could recommend for making Barbie clothes. We can start making our pattern. In our, I think, 3 pieces we actually have to create a pattern for. One is the shorts, so there's 2 pieces, the whole thing goes around, there's one right here and then one right here, and then the front bib piece, although that you kind of would just make as you go and then create a pattern for it. And there's straps, and that's kind of the same thing. So I just really need to make one and we'll wing the rest. Alright, never mind, we're making one pattern piece. Okay, to make that a lot easier, I'm just going to cut my piece down to a piece I know is going to be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna raise her arms up and then, let's see, that's the top piece. I start to lay it over her leg with, where it touches the other leg, and then I wrap the whole thing around over her waist to the same side. So not where her legs split, but like past her leg, if that makes sense. So it's bigger because you have a seam allowance. And then I'm going to draw a line until it reaches where her legs do split, if they were to split there. And I'm going to add a little bit of a jig. Oh, we almost have a pattern. Cut that out. Just do a little cut here. Trim it to where you think it will be. And boom, we have a pattern that may or may not fit. As if it should fit, kind of shove it in between her legs. If they fit, or if they touch each other with some extra, that should fit. And then make this part a little bit higher, trim those down, and then we should be ready to go. For really small clothing is I use what's called heat and bond, and this is almost like, oh man, what's the word? Fabric stabilizer that you iron on. So this is the paper side, and I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, maybe a little bit, that shiny part. And it kind of holds it in place. It's not sticky, but it has like a plasticky feel, so you put on the inside. And anyways, what it does is it keeps the fabric really sturdy because it is so small and the fabric is so thin. So what you would do, this is the sticky part, has a bit of a texture. You would take it and then you take your fabric. So you have your right side on top, the one you want to show. And then you would iron that on, peel it off. And then you'd have like a thicker fabric with kind of almost a plasticky texture. Go ahead and peel that off. And that's what it looks like. It's so shiny and plasticky, and it's really sturdy. I can't really pull this. I pulled this whole thing will start to rip. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out my 2 pieces and leave some of your fabric left over for the bib and the straps. So I would like to avoid using pins on this just because the plastic does kind of keep the holes permanent, so I don't want those. Okie dokie, now you just split these apart. Kind of want to stick together, and then you put their good sides to good side on that, and then you sew on one side the entire J, but not all the way down J and then down there, because this you still want to be open. Go ahead and trim that, and you can open it up and fold the bottoms and sew that in place for hem. Now it's time to start measuring for the bib, which is the little square here. So this is eventually going to be folded over the hem part like this, so you can measure a square that's however big you want in front, and then a little bit extra for a seam allowance. And make sure you do it out of your fabric with the heat and bond, so that is nice and sturdy. You only want to sew 4 sides, you leave 1 knot. Here I have a strip of fabric with the adhesive on it. You're just going to fold that in and fold that on and sew it. I like to do a thin one on either side. Okay, so for the straps, I have these pieces. I will try to find a link for them. I got them off of Etsy, but they're little, there's 6 pieces. These 2 go together to create the front button, and then this piece, you'll take, there's 1 for each side. You'll take your strap, and you'll slip it on, and you'll fold over, and you'll sew it like that. So that's okay. So here's where it gets a little complicated. I'm gonna have to pierce through this. So I'm gonna use my seam ripper to create a hole in the corner, not the upper corner, but with a couple millimeters left. Stab that, and then you take this part. This part is going to go into said hole on the back side, so you put it on the back. So now I have that in there, and then I have my top piece. Whoops. This is actually very similar to an earring. And then it goes on there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of like a towel, put it on top, and then hammer it in a few times so that it lays flat, because as you can see, it does not now. It's also very similar to a snap. It's like an earring and a snap. Got married and had a baby. Now I can take my piece, my strap, and slip it on there, and it works. How cute is that? It's so tiny. It's a little baby overalls, but it's upside down. Let me flip it around. Oh, so cute. I always love this little detail. So now I can measure where I want to sew the straps on. I already have this folded over. It isn't sewed down yet, but I have it folded over because that's what it will look like when it's finished. But you can measure your straps where you want to lay, and then you can cut it. So I'm going to cut mine right about there, so about 1/2 inch off. So once you measure that, good. Remove my straps and then lay them up so that their good side is where, it's basically this good side, but it's where I want the straps to go. So when I sew, whoops, across them, and then I flip this up, it's going to be on its good side. Okie dokie, here's what they look like now. All I have to do left is fold these pieces. Actually I have 2 steps. Do that J just like we did in the beginning, and then there's one more step. Actually 2. So technically there's 3. There's 3 more steps. Let's go do that. First of those 3. Okay, now we open it up like this, and then we're gonna sew across right here and there, like this little thing here, so that's closed. Last step is to flip it inside out. Be very gentle because it's not necessarily fragile, but it's just so tidy. You just don't want to pop anything, like any seams. Here's what they look like. These are actually folded kind of weird. So they are flat, but they just won't go like that. So I'm gonna try them on the doll. Hope they fit. Let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best. Those straps didn't turn out as well as I like, but other than that, I think it looks super cute. I love how the front looks, the straps, and the shirt. I think this looks so cute, super cute. All right, so thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna see, maybe I might go make more right now. I haven't decided yet. Actually, my camera battery is dying, so maybe I'll charge it and then make more. I guess we'll see.